What's cracking, peeps? Happy Monday. T-Money up in the heezy. Here to do a quick little update. I got a few movies in today. One that I'm really excited about, but there's about 7 titles that I've grabbed over the last 2 days, so I wanted to show them to you. A while back, there was a company by the name of Classic Flicks that I was introduced to by another YouTuber, and I had picked up 2 titles, He Walked by Night and The Killer is Loose. And they're basically like 50s and 1940s and 50s film noir / mobster flicks, like organized crime flicks. And they were really good. And this company is really cool. But the releases are pretty expensive, so I only grabbed those 2. But I was kind of interested in grabbing a third one by the name of T-Men, which I picked up actually yesterday because it interested me as well. Definitely like another 1940s mobster flick, organized crime syndicate / yeah, that sort of deal. It's not so much film noir as it is like mobster, 40s mobster flick. So anyway, it sounded interesting to me, so I wanted to grab it. And yeah, this is a really nice company. A lot of their releases come with 24-page booklets, a boatload of special features, and yeah, so it's just really increasing my knowledge of mobster flicks from the 40s and 50s. So that's T-Men. I'll let you guys know how it is when I watch it. Next up, I got this in today, Christopher Lee and the City of the Dead. Now, I probably didn't need to grab this release just because I own the movie. So I have the older VCI release, which I'm a little bit confused as to the difference between these two. I think this is a better transfer, but I'm not 100% sure. So if you guys know, fill me in on this. This one says it's MVD visual and in conjunction with VCI. This one's just VCI. According to the back, but I think the difference is in the picture quality, but I'm not 100% sure because they both have like a wealth of special features, and this says a new 2K transfer, and this one doesn't say anything about the actual film transfer, so I'm assuming it just has to do with that, but I also do own the Arrow release, so I'm kind of like torn as to which one is the superior release. Obviously, this one's the newer one. If VCI released the same movie twice with a newer transfer, then obviously this is going to be better than this one. But is it worth the upgrade? You guys let me know. I mean, it wasn't that expensive, so I figured I'd jump on it. But I love the movie. It's a great film, so figure why not grab a better picture quality of it. A better version of the film. The next 2 films I got are newer ones from Severin. One of them is particularly interesting to me. This one, Sinfonia Erotica, Jess Franco film. Kind of like, I'm not really a big fan of Jess Franco's, even though a lot of his films are very perverted and sexual, and I'm not really so much into those kind of Jess Franco films as I am more into the fusion of sexploitation and horror more so. So this one's more dealing with a psychopath who also has like sexual or perverted tendencies, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so the Sadist of Notre Dame sounded a lot more interesting to me than Sinfonia Erotica, just because I'm not so much, like I just said, into the sexual stuff solely. So anyway, if you guys know anything about these films, chock full of special features, new transfers of both films. I like the black cases that they're doing now. It's kind of new. I think ever since they did the Amicus box set, they've been using black cases. But yeah, so anyway, if you guys know anything about these films, let me know, because I'm not familiar with either one. But again, The Sadist of Notre Dame sounded particularly interesting to me, so I grabbed those. Next up, I have 3 releases from Kino Lorber. I jumped in on their little sale. One of them is another, I think, thriller, film noir, The Man Who Died Twice, from 1958. Don't know anything about this film, but I'm really excited about this film because I saw this on cable in the 90s, and it's been a long time since sorry, the camera just beeped, so I thought I was out of battery there, or out of memory, but we're good. Still rolling. Yeah. So yeah, Scissors, starring Sharon Stone, Steve Railsback, Ronnie Cox, Michelle Phillips. I mean, pretty awesome cast there. If I can remember, this is a pretty good little horror thriller, edge of your seat thriller type film. I'll read you guys the synopsis. It says, Angie's about to step over the edge. All she needs is a little help. Sharon Stone is electrifying as a woman driven to the edge of insanity in this taut psychological thriller from Frank De Filetta, who did The Entity and ZPG, 2 other films. ZPG was released by Kino Lorber as well, I believe. Stone plays Angie Anderson, a beautiful, emotionally fragile woman living alone in the big city. When she's attacked in her apartment building, she manages to thwart her assailant by stabbing him with a pair of scissors. But not before he vows to return. Angie's emotional state begins to weaken as she's overwhelmed by fears real and imagined. A handsome neighbor, played by Steve Railsback, and an esteemed psychologist played by Ronnie Cox seem to want to help, but someone is leading Angie into a nightmare of madness and terror, and a final confrontation with her worst, long-repressed fears. Also starring Michelle Phelps, Valentino. So yeah, it sounds really good. Again, I saw this movie in the mid-90s. I know I did, but I don't remember it because it's been a long-ass time, and I was pretty young back then, so excited to revisit that one. Last Step is one I almost jumped on a long time ago. I feel like it's a more of like a sci-fi slash, I don't know, technological type film or whatever from the 70s, mid-70s, and that is Who. And I don't know much about the film. It's a blind buy, but it stars screen icon Elliot Gould, and he plays an FBI agent investigating an American scientist's disappearance after a fiery car crash in the Soviet Union. So, sounds really good. So, I guess I was wrong about the sci-fi piece, but not really, because it deals with scientists and okay, so it says the scientist reappears at the Russian border as a robot. Okay, so I knew I was right. With only his right arm and megaton brain intact. Who is the creation? A scientist or a newly created killing machine, Robo-Man? Death and destruction follow as a Russian agent and Gould square off in a deadly game of cloak and dagger. Jack Gould directed this clever thriller that will keep you guessing until its exciting and suspenseful conclusion. So, sounds fun. Action slash science fiction slash thriller, murder mystery type deal. So, really cool. That's Who. Directed by Jack Gould. And I decided to grab this just because I'm a big fan of the first John Wick film, and I wanted to have both. I like the second one as well. A little over the top, but they're meant to be, so I could deal. I wanted to grab this so I could get rid of my 2 DVDs, trying to clear up space and whatnot. So, yeah, I got a pretty good deal for this on eBay. It's a Best Buy exclusive, John Wick, limited edition steelbook, including both films. So I just wanted to show you guys that I grabbed that. And last but not least, the movie that I am the most excited about for this update is by far Terrifier. I love, love, love All Hallows Eve, Art the Clown. Ever since I saw that movie, Art the Clown creeps me out, like, severely. And I'm not usually afraid of clowns, but look at that. And I know this has been talked about and purchased, and everybody and their mother has this release, all getting it around the same time, like today. But I'm going to definitely pop this in tonight, just because the short segments of All Hallows Eve, the best of the short segments of All Hallows Eve all dealt with Art the Clown, in my opinion. So to get him in a feature film is really exciting. I can't wait to see what this is all about. And it's got all kinds of quotes on here. It says, makes Pennywise look like Krusty. Up there with Freddy, Jason, and Jigsaw. A thrilling, brutal, gory 80s throwback. A magical clown named Art terrorizes 3 young women on Halloween night and everyone else who stands in his way. Not for the squeamish. Yeah, I've heard there's some really brutal effect sequences, gore sequences in this film. So, yeah, he's fucking creepy. So I'm going to cut out now because the phone's ringing, guys. Have a great night. Thanks for watching this update. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.